animals have knowledge about the universe and the future? Yes, y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to Spirit School. Shouts out to Moni Ye for tagging me in this video. He's an animal communicator that's been communicating with cats on TikTok. I'm sure there's many, but this one in particular has been communicating with them, and they've been sharing insight about the future. Is it possible? Is it real? Absolutely, it's real. As you know, here at Spirit School a couple years ago, I've shared videos of my experience with an animal communicator talking to she's now transitioned, but she's with me. She's with me now here, my cosmic angel Patch, who I mentioned here before, and also spoke about abilities that cats have. They're multidimensional. Not all of them are cosmic, but some of them really are and have the knowledge of the universe. I'll make a separate video about my experience with Patch and what she shared with me, but she's the one that actually played a big role in my awakening, pushing me forward down this path. And I was led to the animal communicator because I came across this video that moved me to tears. Check this out.
I think that an animal like Diablo will communicate or can communicate with humans. I am desperate, however. I do not want to lose him.
I made sure that Anna had no information on Diablo or his history before she came to speak to the black leopard. But the minute he saw Anna, he calmed down and let her kneel right outside and look at him.
This beautiful black leopard that you've asked us to communicate with is very overawed by his new surroundings, having come from a very cramped and stressful place for him. But this place has been provided for him, but he's been quite conditioned by a very unfortunate past. He doesn't want much to do with humans as a result. He's immensely powerful, and I mean not just physically, which you well know and respect, but he's immensely powerful with a wisdom and an energetic presence and personality that is far bigger than anyone has ever appreciated about him before. And he commands a certain amount of respect for that. Again, not in a needy way, but really just by virtue of who he is as a being. There's a very particular thing about his name, Diablo. He wants that name changed because he doesn't like the associations with it, the blackness, the darkness, the diabolical. And when asking him about his past before coming here, he shows concern for two young cubs that were next to him. He's asking what happened to them with a great sense of care and concern.
We actually forgot about that. When we went to fetch him, there was so much excitement about bringing him back here. It actually slipped my mind until she said, he asked about the two cubs. And then we've remembered there were two little young leopard cubs next door to him. I couldn't believe, I actually did believe it. I mean, then I really believed that they were communicating.
When she communicated with him, firstly I didn't believe her. You know, it's things that anybody can think out. And then she said something about the cubs that was with him. It changed this whole thing because now all of a sudden, you know, that's something that she didn't know about.
And I've also reassured him that you have no demands of him here, that you're quite happy to not make any physical demands of him or any expectations for display or interaction, that you're really willing to let him be how he wants to be. He's genuinely interested in being relaxed enough to have a natural curiosity come out and to actually expand his horizons a bit.
Yeh was just stunned when the black leopard walked out of his night shelter into the larger enclosure later in the afternoon. In the 6 months that the cat had been here, Yeh had never seen him out of the night shelter. He then decided to rename the leopard Spirit.
That same afternoon we're not going to call him Diablo anymore. And we understand and the diabolical side of it. That's not what he is to us. And we'd like to change his name to Spirit. As I walked to him, I thought, listen, he asked about the two young leopards. And I thought, well, I'm here now, there's nobody else here. I'm not going to look like a fool if he ignores me. I'll tell him what happened to those leopards. I called him and I said, Spirit, and he was looking at me, he was lying like that. I said, with regard to the two little leopards, I just want to assure you and I want to tell you that they're safe. And I couldn't help it. I just said to him, wow, you're beautiful. And he gave me that, oh. And I thought, what's happening here? And I said to him, you understand what I'm telling you if I say to you that you're the most stunning cat? Oh. And I spoke to him and he answered me about 19 times. Felt that he was relaxed. I don't know what it feels like for him. For me, it was the most amazing moment.
Later that afternoon, Anna came back to check up on Spirit and to see how he was doing.
I'm asking him now about how he experienced the communication from Jochen through the fence. And he said it's the first time that someone has directly expressed to him verbally appreciation for who he really is, not how they see him to be. And that really surprised him. Shows me an image of literally stopping in his tracks by surprise at that sense of just this wall of appreciation coming towards him. He is so relieved that nothing's being demanded of him here. He's just so relieved. It's like this weight is lifted from his shoulders. And when he was grunting back, he said he was saying thank you for the thank yous. So for each thank you he was getting, he was saying thank you back. Is there anything you'd like to say about that feedback?
I think we'll talk about this a bit later. I can't listen. So we'll talk about this later. It's unbelievable. It's two different animals. It's two totally different personalities. We had a snarling cat, angry at everything, hating humans, ready to kill in an instant, to this relaxed black leopard that's lying on top of his log in his shelter. He's this attitude of, you recognize me for who I am now?
I don't have this because that video moved me. It was because when I was about to make these big life changes, decisions in my life to walk away and make moves, my spirit guide, this Black Panther, kept on showing up in my dream state along with this snow leopard. I was so moved by it, I had to go and purchase these. It all makes sense because my lion humanoid star origins. But I'll go in depth about that in another video about Patch. But speaking of lions, after I had more sessions with the animal communicator, I started taking animal communication classes. After a month or so, I wanted to put it to the test, so I took myself to the Bronx Zoo, checked it out, made sure that they were preserving wildlife and giving back to wildlife, and they were, so I went there. At this time, I did not know about my lion heritage, but my experience there changed me forever. After communicating with the lion, I went to all different areas, the birds, the tiger, the giraffe. I went to all areas trying to connect with animals, and it wasn't until I got to the lion's area that I felt something. And I shared this on my personal page during the Lionsgate portal last year, but this is what went down. A couple of them, but I was focusing on one of them to see if I could get their attention energetically and also communicate. I actually took video, so I'll explain it as we go. This lion here, I was trying to connect with him. I'm really focusing on him. It was at this point right here, y'all, where I sensed that, okay, he picked up something. You can see it too. He picked up that I'm feeling something. Is someone trying to connect with me? It wasn't until here, y'all, when we fully locked in. The connection was so powerful, y'all, and life-changing and deep. And it was at this point I started bursting into tears. You see how he looked away? But he had to turn back to me because he really felt us connecting. He couldn't believe that someone was able to connect with him. And yo, I was crying so hard. People were looking at me like I was crazy, but I didn't give a fuck who saw me. It was a soul recognition going on. And only the lion and I knew. That's why we're locked in like this. You may have missed it, but he also blinked, and if you have cats, you know when they do, that's a sign of affection and love. So y'all, we are reconnecting with nature, also animals. That's what I was being shown when I connected with Lord Ashtar at Dream State with the Galactic Federation that I shared in other videos. We are all rebalancing and reconnecting with Gaia in that way, so it's really beautiful. So the next time you come across an animal, they may know a lot more than you do, even if you're a starseed. Don't sleep on them.